Okay, guys, so we've been talking about how to solve systems of equations in class, and I just want to go over how to put these systems of equations into a graphing calculator and have the graphing calculator do some of the heavy lifting for us. So we've got the system of equations, right? 6x plus 3y equals 27, and 2x plus 9y equals 41. I want to take this system and put it into the graphing calculator and have it tell me what the solution is. Where do these two equations intersect? In order to do that, I need to rewrite these equations so that they're in y equals format, because that's how the graphing calculator operates. And so I need to take both of these equations and I'm going to rewrite these so that they're in y equals format. So let's take the first one, 6x plus 3y equals 27. I'm just going to rewrite it right down here. I got 6x plus 3y equals 27. And what I want to do is I want to solve this equation for y. So I'm going to erase that y. I'm going to put it in just a different color. And again, do whatever you have to do to make that stand out. Maybe underline it, put a box around it, whatever it is. But that's the variable I want to get all by itself on one side and everything else on the other. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to subtract 6y. Okay, and I'm going to subtract it from both sides. 6y or 6x minus 6x, I get 3y. Okay, and again, I got my y in my different color here. And I got 27 minus 6x. Okay, well, y is still not by itself. It's almost there, but I got one more thing I got to do here. I'm going to divide by 3. When I do that, I'm left with 3y divided by 3. I'm just left with a y. This equals 27 divided by 3 and negative 6x divided by 3. Now, both of these numbers are divisible by 3. 27 divided by 3 is just 9. That's kind of nice. And negative 6x divided by 3 is negative 2x. So that worked out kind of nicely for us. Okay. So I'm going to draw a box around this because here's one of my equations. I got y equals 9 minus 2x. Now let's work on the next equation. Okay, so I'll draw a couple lines here. I got 2x plus 9y equals 41. And again, I want to get that y by itself. So I've got 2x plus 9y equals 41. And again, I'm going to change my y. I'm going to erase it and put it in a different color because that's the variable I'm trying to get by itself. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Oop, little mistake there. Minus 2x. What am I left with? I'm left with a 9y on this side. And on the other side, I got a 41 minus 2x. 9y, well, that's not y by itself. I got 9 of them, so I'm going to divide by 9. I'm also going to divide by 9 on this side. What am I left with on this side? I got y equals, well, 41 doesn't divide by 9. Neither does negative 2x. So this is what I'm going to write. I'm going to write 41 minus 2x divided by 9. I'm just going to leave it just like that. Okay? And again, that's okay. The graphing calculator can handle this, and I'll show you how in just a moment here. Okay? But now I've got my two equations. I got y equals 9 minus 2x and y equals 41 minus 2x divided by 9. And looking at this, it's a little gross looking, but fortunately for us, we're not going to do this by hand. The graphing calculator is going to do all the hard work for us. So let me pull up my graphing calculator. So let me turn it on. Yes, don't show that again. Thank you. And I'm going to get into my y equals menu. Okay, so this is in the top left. There's my y equals menu. This is how I can plot things on the graphing calculator. Okay, now I'm going to put both equations in. This one on the left is going to be my first one. So y equals 9 minus 2x. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 9 minus 2x. Remember that variable button is right next to the green one, the alpha button. Okay, so that's my variable button. Now I'm going to press down. And I can now put in this other one, the second equation. This is the one on the right. I'm going to put in a parenthesis, 41 minus 2x, close the parenthesis, divided by 9. Okay, you can put that whole thing in. The graphing calculator is smart enough to handle that. And this is where parentheses are our friends. What we're saying is we want to do the whole top part, the numerator part, 41 minus 2x, then divide all of that by 9. Okay, and that's what those parentheses told the graphing calculator to do. Okay, I got my two equations in. Now I want to graph it. So I go over here to the right where it says graph. And I'm going to hit that button. And it should graph these out. There's my first equation, and here's my second one. Now to get the solution to this, I want to know where these two equations, where these two graphs intersect. Again, I can try to guess around with this. Maybe I can line it up nicely looking at these plot points, but the graphing calculator can again do this for us. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hit the blue button second, trace. So second trace, that pulls up the calculate menu. And this down here does a whole mess of different things, but the one we're interested in is number 5 where it says intersect. Okay, so I'll hit number 5 for intersect. It's going to ask for the first curve. Now you'll see my little blinking pointer up here in the interface, right? So that's first curve. I'm going to hit enter. Second curve, it automatically jumped to my second curve, which is nice. I'll hit enter. And now it says guess. It wants me to take a guess. So I'm just going to move to the right, kind of close to where I think that intersection is. I'll hit enter. And now it tells me the intersection point here, this is x equals 2.5, y equals 4. So that's where these two equations intersect. So that's the solution to this system. It's at 2.5 and 4. Okay, so now I'm going to write that down. My solution is 2.5 and 4. And that's the solution to the equation. Again, if you have any questions, please just let me know. Have a great day.